Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another NCAA Football 25 video. It's your boy Drew, and we got some major news this evening about the upcoming game, NCAA 25. Now, I'm excited to share this with you, and it is all coming from Gamer Insider Mike Straw's College Football 25 stream this evening. Now, if you don't know who Mike Straw is, he has been giving us a lot of information about the game, and he is a very credible source around the league. Now, a lot of the things that he said tonight have a lot of gamers even more excited after the official trailer or release has dropped. So we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and some of the ugly in this stream. But before we get into it, I want to tell you guys about a new series on the channel if you don't know about it yet, called Subscriber Dynasty. So if the title doesn't already give it away what it's about, man, it's going to be based off of you guys, the subscribers, becoming new recruits to my new team that I'm going to be making this summer. Now, if you want to join, all you have to do is comment down below everything that you want me to know about your player. How he looks, his play style, his name, even a backstory if you want to make a generated player. Now, if you want to be a for sure starter and earn your spot for season number 1, all you have to do is become a channel member, and it's super easy. You'll be a starter and you'll get a lot of playing time. For those of you who don't mind having a wait and possibly having a chance in season 1, still drop your player information below. And for the rest of you that don't make it in season 1, you will be put in the recruiting class for seasons to come. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this big information. But before we start, make sure that you guys like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So let's go ahead and start with the bad. Now, there wasn't a whole lot of things that were bad about it, but I know a couple people, the people who grew up playing college football, might be sad about some of this stuff. The biggest one I gotta inform everybody is it does not look like there is going to be a mascot mode. I know a lot of people were excited to throw some mascots around, lay some booming hits with the Stanford Trees or Brutus the Buckeye, but unfortunately it doesn't look like those modes are going to be in this year's game. But EA is not saying that it's not going to come in the game forever, and it could possibly be something that we see in a DLC pack later this year. The next big thing on the list that is not going to be in this year's game is crossplay for Dynasty. Now, EA did not inform us that they are never going to put it in, but they said that they want to focus on crossplay being something that they look for in the future. So, unfortunately, for all those Xbox and PlayStation players, it's unfortunate, but it looks like you guys are not going to be able to play together in this year's online Dynasty. So some other big information that we are not getting that I know a lot of people might be a little bit upset about is more kind of cosmetic and gameplay, but unfortunately there is not going to be an ESPN scoreboard down at the bottom. They do have some licensures around ESPN, but that is the one thing that they did not get for this game. So expect to have different styles of scoreboards on the bottom, but you won't have your traditional ESPN on the bottom. There's also not going to be college game day. I know that was one thing on my wish list that I really was hoping for this year's game, but unfortunately that's not something that we're going to get this year. But they did, however, say there is going to be some form of a college pregame show. However, it's not going to be your traditional college game day. So let's move on to the next session surrounding gameplay and cosmetics. So we already saw how good the game looked, and we already know how good it's going to be. So one of the biggest things that EA has told us already is that option offense is going to be a huge focus this year, and it has received a lot of attention. They also said that with how much attention that they put into it, if you can get everything down packed and find a great player to use in this option set, it might be OP for some of those great NCAA football players. Now, another big thing for gameplay is going to be the wear and tear factor that they told us about in the official release. Now, when you're playing those bigger and longer games, maybe you're a smaller team going up against one of the top teams in the nation, wear and tear is going to be a big factor, as it's going to be noticeable when you're playing against bigger teams that they're going to wear you down. And that's kind of nice, actually, if you want more of a realistic approach, as you're going to have more players maybe being subbed in, or possibly some more injuries and stuff like that, which we'll talk about later in the video. Now, another big thing that we kind of got, but it was confirmed, is this game is going to be a lot more faster paced than Madden. Now, I feel like in Madden, they have obviously the the X factors and all that kind of home field advantage. You might see some of the home field advantages in college football, which I feel like is a little bit more realistic, because in my opinion, I think the home field advantage at a college football game is way different than an NFL game. So they said that a lot of that fan and kind of just the atmosphere of the game is going to make the game feel a lot more fast paced than Madden will be. Now, for some of you who like to get kind of freaky and get some crazy plays, I'm excited to tell you that custom playbooks are indeed going to be in the game. So I'm already excited to draw some things up, and I know a lot of you are too. So if you make a good one, don't forget to let me have that, and I'll make it worth your while. Some of the more detailed things that they told us is there's going to be a lot of going back to the subs, there's going to be a lot of more different ways to substitute your players. So with the wear and tear system, you're going to have the ability to get more players on your team involved. So whether you have 4 running backs or 8 wide receivers, plan on getting a lot of use of them throughout the season. Another good thing is they already told us that there is going to be different equipment. So for some of you that were hoping for the hoodies or maybe the dangling mouth guards, they didn't rule those out yet, so there's still hope. I know that there was a clip in the official reveal that we thought was a hoodie, but we couldn't really tell if it was a neck collar or not. So hopefully we'll be able to see if we can get some of those. But they definitely said that there is different equipment in college football than there is in the Madden game. Now, some other big things that we know about the cosmetics and gameplays is there are going to be tickers at the bottom of the screen to see scores around the league. So that's something nice that they're going to do. Maybe add the top 25 teams, see how they're doing throughout the day. So that's kind of something nice to see when you're in your Dynasty mode and just kind of see how things are going around the league. They're also told us about some of the animations this year. They're going to be a lot different. Mike Straw already said that the blocking looks a lot different and it's a lot more detailed, as some of the players are maybe a little bit younger, kind of learning the scheme of things. So blocking is going to look a lot different in college football than to Madden. And the last thing on the gameplay and cosmetics were they did add some new animations. And quote, Mike Straw said that there is going to be plenty of new catch animations in the game this year. Now let's go ahead and move to the one thing that everybody wants to know. We're going to talk about the things that we heard about Dynasty and Road to Glory. So for all of you that are looking to plan on making big recruits, or maybe even you're going to make a 2-star player or a 5-star player in your Road to Glory, there's going to be different types of players. One of the things that Mike Straw said is you can tell the difference between a 5-star and a 2-star player, whether it's how big they are, how fast they are, all that stuff. It's a lot more realistic, and you can definitely tell the difference between a top prospect and maybe a lower end prospect. Another big thing that we talked about in Dynasty mode is when you pick an easy school to go up against in your schedule, no matter what the difficulty is, whether it's on Rookie, Hall of Fame, those easy teams are going to be easy to beat. And if you're an easy team going up against a hard team, it doesn't matter if you're on Rookie, they're still going to be hard to beat. So no matter what, every team is going to play accurately to how they play, no matter the difficulty. A lot of the people around the community have been saying that they are worried about how long can they do a Dynasty for? Is it going to get boring after a while? Is Road to Glory even going to get bored after a while? But Mike Straw said that there is a lot of replay value for both Dynasty and Road to Glory this year. Lastly, for the Dynasty mode, recruiting is going to take a very, very deep dive into being a lot deeper. There's a lot of new features that you can find. There's a lot of new things that you can do, and they are going to be having some things coming out on that here very soon. Now, one of the biggest things that we're excited for in this game is Team Builder, and unfortunately, although it's in the game, they said it's going to be pretty basic. Now, they did say it's going to be basic enough to where you can still have fun with it, but as long as Team Builder's in the game, man, that's all I care about. And lastly, some of the biggest news that we got is there is possibly going to be another release this week. Now, we don't know what it is, we don't know when it is, or if it's going to happen, but it's a possibility. But Mike Straw did say, plan on some deep dives coming early this June. So that's not too far away. And that's pretty much all we got from this live stream from Mike Straw. But honestly, it's a lot of information, and it gets me even more hyped and ready for this game. And I hope that you guys are. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think some of this information is good, or if you think EA is just kind of telling us the same thing over and over again. I think, honestly, just hearing some of the things that we are going to get for sure and some of the things that we aren't kind of gives me a better perspective on what to expect for the game. But overall, no matter what it is, honestly, if the game's trash, I'm still getting it anyway. It's been too long. Your boy needs his hands on some college football. But that's going to do it for today's video, man. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure if you want to be in the subscriber dynasty to drop your players, and if you want to be an instant starter, go ahead and join as a channel member today. It's super easy, super cheap, and it's super easy to accomplish. With further ado, thank you guys for watching. Again, make sure that you like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next NCAA Football 25 update.